Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I wanted to do a little preface to this video that you're going to look at today. I took the Fimi X8 out into the field, X8 SE I should say. Took it out to Heroes Park. I was going to try and do a waypoint mission with it. I was unsuccessful at that. I didn't have maps loaded, so I'm not sure. I must have a setting wrong or something. I'll get that figured out. But more importantly, I wanted to tell you before you see this video that what you're going to see is exactly how it transpired with regard to this thing. I turned it on. It said it needed an update. Well, I'm out in the field, but hey, what the heck? So I went ahead and did the update. It took a few minutes, burned up some battery, but after it was done, I checked all the calibrations. You know, you can push that center top part of the app, and it'll tell you if all your calibrations are okay. All of them checked out as normal, but just to be on the safe side, because I had just done an update, I did an IMU calibration, you know, worried about stability and knowing where it's at in space. And I also did, of course, a compass calibration. But took it up in the air, and I immediately noticed on the FPV a significant amount of jello on the screen. And I was hoping that it was just on the FPV and not on the SD card, but that wasn't the case. It is throughout the video, and even it'll calm down a little bit, but you'll still see it jiggle around. So I did not do a gimbal calibration, and I will do so and test it again, and hopefully that cures the situation. But I'm just saying that you know, that's a disappointment. You know, I've got a lot of other drones from a lot of other brands, including DJI, including Hubsan, including Parrot, and I have never done an update on them that came back with that big of a defect. But let me also say that I like this drone, and I really want to like this drone, but I also want to tell it like it is in these videos, so you guys know what you're getting into if you happen to buy one. Now, it's not just me. I know this last update has created a host of problems for a number of other flyers. I know Gorilla Man, if you look at his videos, and I will link one of his Fimi videos down below, is having a bunch of problems with his after the update too. The horizon issue is an ongoing issue, and I think he got his adjusted out. I'll have to try that with this. That was the other thing I noticed, is my horizon was very slightly tilted. And what's weird about that is the time before I had taken it up and the horizon was perfect. So I don't know why that changed on this flight. But I just wanted to give you a heads up on what you were going to see in this video. Now the rest of it is just as I recorded it. And yeah, take a look for yourself, and you know, we'll just go from there. Thanks. Hey, fellow drone seekers and drone enthusiasts, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, today I have the Fimi X8 SE, and what I want to do this time is see if I can do a waypoint mission with this thing. Now, I kind of want to give you a heads up. I have never tried it before, and there's really no instructions on how to do it. Gorilla Man has posted a couple of videos on it. He actually posted those a couple of months ago. I looked over those, and thank you, GM. I appreciate that. I'm going to kind of go to school on maybe see what he did, and we'll see if we can do some waypoint missions. So I'm right here at Heroes Park in Meridian, where I fly out quite often, and we're just going to kind of see if we can just fly it right around the park here, do kind of a square, and you know, I know you can set point of interest and some other things. As I said, please be patient because I'm going to be learning and stumbling through it as we go. So what the heck, let's get this thing, I'll get it fired up and I'll do a compass calibration, and then we'll get it in the air and we'll give it a shot. Hey everybody, so I've got the craft ready to go. It downloaded an update, but interestingly enough, when it tried to update, it said I had the wrong file. So hey, Bill the drone reviewer just made a comment there, so it did not update even though it downloaded it. So I don't know what that's about. I'll mess with that when I get back home. I'm looking at here, I really like this feature on here where you click in the middle and it gives you the drone status. It says the compass is normal, but I'm going to go ahead and do a compass calibration anyway. The last time I flew this drone was at another location, so we want to get it right. So we'll go in here and I always lose track of where I go to do that. I got so many drones and they're all different. Firmware, hey, just for the fun of that, let's look at firmware update here. Update, heck, let's go ahead and do it. It says update. Start updating. Yeah, okay, so it says update completed. That's great. That worked out just fine. So okay, so now you can see the firmware update, the versions that we have. 1050G and on the flight controls, and the camera is 1016A, and the vision is 1037C, RC relay 1017A. So that's good. Let's go back and see if we can. We don't want to calibrate map coordinates. We want to calibrate the compass. So compass calibration, there it is right there. So let's do that real quick here. Okay, calibration succeeded, and I'm dizzy. Okay, so let's check IMU just for the fun of it. So it's checking that right now. This is burning up some battery, but I think it's worth our time. Yeah, in fact, it's burning up a lot of battery. We're down to 54%, so this may be a short flight today, guys. Sorry about that. Like I said, I probably should have checked these updates before I left the house. So it says normal, so we're good there. So let's quit messing around and let's get it up in the air. So I am going to, I guess I'm sitting here trying to decide if I want to take off on the screen or not. So let's move the camera down so you can see the drone. There, that's about right. Okay, I'm going to stand a little bit to the side here so you can see, and I'm going to hit the button on the controller itself. Pick the camera back up here. So the drone rose quite a bit there, but it's real steady. You know, after flying the Xeno yesterday and having it dealing with the way it was kind of doing the little slow circles, it's kind of a pleasure to have a drone that's a little easier to control. Well, let's start video. I forgot to do that. Okay, so there it is. As you can see, it's steady. Although, to be fair, yesterday I was flying the Xeno in some pretty high winds, and today we don't have nearly that kind of wind. So let's start off with what happened on my first flight, where I had some problems kind of doing up and away here. So backwards and up. Okay, that's good enough. This drone is such a hot rod, man. So I don't know if you're seeing that. I am seeing a lot of jello on the FPV here. So we'll see if that that'll be interesting to see if that shows up on the video. But I'm telling you, on the screen here, it is nothing but jello. So I don't know what that's about. And the horizon, I can see the horizon is off as well. So neither of those are good. But anyway, we'll see what it looks like on the video. Let's see if we can go right into a waypoint mission here. We're down to 47% battery, so this is going to have to be quick. So yeah, I kind of wanted to do it with a map, but we're going to do in flight, and we're going to set the waypoints. Keep away from people and buildings. Fly to a target. No, we don't want to do that. I do not want to fly to a target. So let's try that again here, guys. Waypoints. Map. There you go. That's what we want to do. Headings will be locked at the position of interest if you set a point of interest. So, okay. So, well, I don't know, guys. I may have had to download a map here because I am not seeing. Yeah, so I probably did something wrong here because I'm not seeing a map on the screen, so it's going to be difficult. So let's go back to maps and see if we can figure that out. Do I have a setting wrong? It's possible. Yeah, guys, it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear that I'm going to have to do some work on that map. I do not know why it's not showing maps. Maybe there's a setting that I have to tell it to look at Google Maps. I don't know. So we're not going to get that done today, but and I'm a little bit concerned about this jello that we're getting on the screen. So I don't know. Let's try something else. As long as we're here, let's. I always wanted to try that SAR mode. So here we are in SAR, and one of the things that shows, if you look at the top of the screen there, we've got the coordinates on there, so the GPS coordinates, which is good. And then you can go up to 10 times digital zoom. So with the drone is looking right at me, let's see if we can zoom in here. So I'm doing that with the scroll wheel on the side. Yeah, so it looks like you can go up to 3 times zoom. You saw that. So that's, you know, that's kind of cool, and it's lossless digital. So we'll see what that looks like on the video. The other thing that I noticed is, I wonder if there's a button that you can just scroll back out on. Yeah, I don't know. But it looks like that jello has gone away. So I don't know if that was just FPV or what that was, but as soon as we switched to the SAR mode, that went away. So let's get out of that, and then let's try another automated flight mode. Got some birds next to me here that are, I think, having a little love squabble. Okay, let's do a spiral just for the fun of it. So we're going to bring it back in a little closer to us. We're going to set that as the center. And then let's fly away from the central point. And there's a little bit of jello again. So we're going to call that the distance that we want to go. We're going to go next. Maximum radius 76 meters. So yeah, height should be over 3 meters. So I don't know exactly. Yeah, so we're setting the radius here. I tried that the other day and I wasn't exactly sure how that works. So we're 144 meters. That's a pretty good radius. We're going to go clockwise, and it looks like we're getting a low battery. So let's go ahead and hit that right now. So it's running the radius. we should have time to do that before we run out of battery here. So it's doing a spiral. Yeah, I apologize for not being able to figure out those waypoints. I clearly should have done some more research, so I need to figure out what I need to do with those maps. So it's evidently it must be something you need to download in advance, or possibly it's a setting. I just assumed, I'm well in cell range, that it would, you know, my DJI drone and even the Xeno. And I'm looking at the drone up here. It's pretty cool. It's making that big circle. Even the Xeno will get those maps right off of Google Maps. So, you know, there's something that I missed here. Clearly, Gorilla Man had it figured out on his. So, I'll need to go in and figure that out. But anyway, not a total loss here. We're doing a spiral. And we got an airplane off in the distance, but he's well away from us. Although I would say he's actually fairly low. He's no more than, I'm going to say, you know, it's hard to judge, but I'm going to say 600 or 800 feet off the ground. That's as low as you want to see for sure. So the drone is still performing the spiral. Yeah, it looks like it's returning to its home point now. Let's let it see when it stops here. Yep, so it finished. Yeah, spiral mission completed. So I'm glad that it tells you that. So we're going to do return to home, and let's let it. And I'm going to press the button on the controller here. Let's let it land, and let's see how close it gets to the landing pad. Yeah, so it's auto landing. Yeah, it's landing where it's at. I do not want it to do that. Yeah, so I just hit the button here. That does not RTH. That just tells it to land. So looks like we're gonna have to bring it back manually. And there again, as I bring it to us, we get some jello. So when I hit that land button on here, I thought that it would return to home. See, it's trying to land right now. I keep having to push it up to get it to not land. So let me. I've never hand landed this one, and I'm not going to do it. Well, I was considering a hand landing, but while it's trying to land manually. Trying to move the camera down and control the drone at the same time. See if we can manually land it on the pad here. Got a little bit of a wind, so it's kind of tough. Well, we didn't quite make the pad there. Okay, yeah, so it was a little bit off the pad there. When I landed it, it's typical of how these things happen. As soon as you're trying to do a fine control, a big breeze comes up and and moves the drone around. So it made it kind of difficult, but we got it on the ground. So a couple lessons that I learned. Oh, I see we're not recording either, so that must have stopped when we. So I'll quit holding the drone up here. In fact, let me shut everything down and I'll be right back. Okay, we'll just do a quick conclusion here. So we flew the Fimi X8 SE today with mixed results, and I think much of that was my own fault. For I got to get the map thing figured out on those waypoints. Clearly there's something going on there that I'm sure it's just a setting or something to tell it to download the Google Maps so you can look at it. So I got to figure that out, although I'll say that is not anything that I ever had to give a thought to on either the Hubsan Xeno or a DJI product doing waypoints. That map just is automatically downloaded and it's there, and then you're just choosing whether it's a Google Map or excuse me, a Google Earth or a hybrid, etc. So I need to figure that out here, and so we didn't get to try that. But the other thing was we fired it up and had some firmware updates to do, so we did those, and we did an IMU calibration as well as a magnetic calibration of the compass. Wanted to make sure everything was right, and then obviously that left us with a little bit of battery, so we didn't get to do a whole lot. Those are things I should have checked probably before I left the house. I should have fired it up and checked those updates. And in fact, I think somebody had said something, or I knew about them, but I just honestly had forgotten all about it, so didn't get that done. At any rate, we did do a couple of things. We flew out there, although on the FPV screen I was seeing a lot of jello on the screen, and if that shows up on the video, that's a huge problem. So we'll see what that looks like. And that does that have something to do with the update? I don't know. And then also the horizon was definitely a little bit tilted, and that's been a continual issue with this product. And I know there's people that have done calibrations, etc., and have not had much luck correcting it. What's unusual about that is when I flew the other day, the last flight I did, gosh, the horizon was perfect. So so I'm not sure exactly what controls that or why that it's different one time than the next, but it is. But of more concern is obviously the quality of that video. If we see jello on the recorded video, it's bad enough to have it on the FPV, but if it's on actually what you recorded, that's a huge problem. So so I don't know. We'll see what happens there. But it did. Man, this thing is just a hot rod. It performs really well, and you know, I flew the Xeno yesterday, and compared to the Xeno, it's so much easier to control this drone. It does what you want it to do. It's just easier to control it. Then on top of that, it is very, very quick. Every time I fly it, I'm stunned by how powerful it is and how quickly you can go from point A to point B. So I guess that's about it. We'll as soon as I get home, we'll take the video card out and upload that video, and we'll take a look at it. And hopefully, my hope is that it's nice and smooth. If it's not, I'm going to say it probably had something to do with that recent upgrade, because it was fine in previous flights. But anyway, this is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And hey, if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. And most of all, I really appreciate you looking at this video. I think that's pretty darn cool. So hey, we'll see you on the next one.